This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by Citrix Go2Assist, the #1 global market leader in remote support. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the episode of Ask the Buffalo. It's a show where you can ask me and evidently Lucy any question you've got from more the technology and sometimes outside of it. First question comes from @ace_Neptune, @John4Lakers. Do you think that the Note 5 will show the lack of SD card expansion and removable battery, presumably as the S6 and the S6 Edge is your question? And yes, I do. I think this is the start of a totally new design language for Samsung. The Note 4, which kind of just came out, is the last of the old guard, so to speak, with the removable back, removable battery, and expandable storage. It is a brave new day for Samsung, so either get on board or look elsewhere. Next one comes from @GS3, who asks, @John4Lakers, do you see OnePlus being able to have a successful launch of their next phone, or will the invite system stay in place? So a lot of people were upset about OnePlus's invite system. They did it for a reason, not because they want to be exclusive, but it was a capital problem. They didn't have the money to build a ton of phones and ship them out. Whenever you got one of those codes, that's when a phone was built. So they weren't putting those out until they knew money was coming in. So the hope is that they got enough money coming in from the original phone, they can maybe do a wider launch for the OnePlus 2, presumably they'll call it. But I would not cross your fingers on that. I would expect that they'll probably have some version of the invite system, but I would also expect that it's going to be way easier to get one of those invites whenever that does eventually come to market. Next, let's go to Lumbermaku, who asks, @John4Lakers, who do you think will be the next Nexus manufacturer? So a rumor came out late last week that it was not going to be Samsung, it was not going to be HTC, it was not going to be LG, it was not going to be Motorola. So you're probably saying to yourself, who's left? And the answer is Huawei. Supposedly Google has tapped the Chinese manufacturer to make the next Nexus phone, maybe called the Nexus 7 or Nexus Huawei, whatever they decide to call it. So that opens up a whole world of security questions, certainly. But also, interesting that Google's looking towards China for the next manufacturer. Android's got a huge presence in China, but Google's had a tenuous relationship with China as a whole. But Android certainly has done very well there, so I don't know, maybe it makes sense. Stop real fast. Thank our friends at Citrix. With Go2 Remote Support, you can provide live or unattended support to any computer or mobile device. Sign up today for a 30-day free trial, no contract, no credit card needed. Visit go2assist.com and click the try it free button now. And since everybody loves free stuff, if you purchase Go2Assist annual plan before March 31st, you, sir or madam, will get a free Galaxy Tab 4 as well. And last but definitely not least, this is a question I got quite a bit when I've been asking myself really since last week. @LilMendez88, @John4Lakers. The question, quite simply, M9 or S6? The question for me is M9 or S6 Edge. I've loved HTC's design. I think they've done an incredible job in their new design language dating back a few years ago to the M7 with that unibody design, that cold industrial feel. I've really liked since, it's only gotten better. Samsung's design I've been very hard on. It seemed like they designed one phone like 4 years ago and just kept using that same design language up until, well, kind of last week. But things have changed, and that S6 and the S6 Edge looks really awesome to me. Their lack of removable battery and expandable storage isn't a deal personally to me. I understand why it's an issue to some if you carry an external battery or if you like to swap SD cards. I totally get that. But for some, it's not going to matter. And if it is going to matter to you, then you want to look towards the HTC M9 since it now has expandable storage but no removable battery. But for me, though, I love that look of the S6 Edge. I like being able to sort of have the curve on both sides, what you can do with it. It just seems really cool. And I love the way it looks with the glass of the protruding camera hump. I can certainly do without. If I had to pick one, though, without having seen both of them yet, I was not at Mobile World Congress. Todd and Ron both were. I think I'd probably right now give my money to the S6, but that could change if we get both in the office. So thank you guys for watching the episode of Ask the Buffalo. Hope you enjoyed. We are back every week with more tech questions. If you got a question you want to ask, just send it to me on Twitter @John4Lakers or @TechnoBuffalo. Use hashtag #AskTheBee. If you want more Techno Buffalo videos, hit the big subscribe button right here. Give the video a thumbs up. We always appreciate it. Until next time, see you guys next one. Bye-bye.